Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and today we're gonna go over the best 87 overall HUT icons. Essentially, I'm gonna rank all of the skaters 1 through 14, as there's 14 of them that are 87 overall, and I'm gonna give you a pretty in-depth list. I'm gonna go over each of the card briefly to let you know why I think they fall in the positions they do on the list. And on top of that, there is, I believe, 2 goalies you can get. I wouldn't pick either of the goalies at 87, to be honest with you. I don't think it's worth spending the 3 HUT icon collectibles you need to get the 87 overall to get a goalie, when one of the 3 skaters will be better than the goalie long term, in my personal opinion. Let's get into it. First, I'm going to show you guys where you would exchange this set at to get these 87 overall HUT icon. And essentially, you want to go here, you want to take 3 of your HUT icon collectibles, trade in for this 87 overall bronze icon choice pack. You'll get an option to pick one of 4 cards. And we're going to go over the list, rank the skaters 1 through 14, as I've already mentioned, to let you know when you get that choice of 4, which one you should select. Sometimes it's based on what team you already have, but I'm going to rank them based on you need everything in your lineup, whether it's a center, a winger, or a defenseman. To get the HUT icon collectibles, you trade in 50 golds right here to get one of them, just so you guys know, if you guys don't know how to get these cards. Now that I've kind of gone over that, let's get into the list. Number 14. Kicking off this list is Stan MIKITA. Essentially, the reason he's at the 14 spot is he's just the worst out of the 87 overall skaters. I do think he might play above his attributes a little bit, but for his size at 5'9", he's very slow with the 84 speed, 84 acceleration, 85 agility. Not a huge fan of that. Halfway decent shot with 87 plus on all of those. His hand-eye is also pretty low. I just don't think at the 5'9", he's really that great of a card offensively. Now, defensively is a little bit of a different story. He does have 93 stick checking and 92 defensive awareness, so maybe that would help him a little bit. Either way, I got MIKITA 14 on the list. He's just not fast enough for me at his size, which I think becomes a liability long term. Number 13. In the 13th spot, I have Brett Hull. Now, the thing about Brett Hull is he could actually be very, very good, but another guy that skates very slow. He has a decent team synergy for Swarm, and he does have really good hands and shooting. His shooting is 94 plus with 95 wrist shot power, so you're really looking at a great shooter. His defense is pretty good, too, with the 90 stick checking and 87 defensive awareness. Hand-eye is 93. The problem is he's just a plug when it comes to his speed. He's so slow. I think his bronze card is going to be at the bottom of this list, as I mentioned. But I do think that his gold version of this card, when it eventually comes out and you can upgrade it, will be ridiculously top tier. I just think right now with his skating, he's going to get blown past. Most of the teams you're playing have really fast skaters. That's the meta in the game right now. It's not really a choppy, grinded out type of feeling game from the games that I played in HUT Champions and Rivals this year so far. So I'm going to give Brett Hull 13 on this list, but I do think he has the best shot on this list. So if you want a guy that's going to play on your left wing as like a power play guy, Hull would probably be your best bet, to be honest with you. There's another guy on this list or two that might work out on that left wing. I do think those 2 guys are more complete players than Hull, especially with the slow skating speed. Got him coming in at 13. Number 12. The 12th spot, I have Peter STASTNY. And honestly, I personally really like this card, but I'm not a biased person when I come up with these lists. He's number 12 on the list, does not have the best synergies. He's above average skating at the 87 speed, 86 agility, 85 acceleration. An above average shot at 88 plus, but you have to remember his 87 overall card as well. He has good hands. His hands category is 89 plus. Stick checking is an 88. Now, he is a centerman, and he only has 83 faceoffs. I actually play him on my right wing now, I think on my second line. And his body checking, he's not very strong on the body for a 6'1" frame. I do think that his height to weight is a good ratio, and I do very well with this card. However, I got him at 12 on the list. I think there are 11 better guys that you can pick from. Number 11. Peter FORSBERG is in the 11th spot, and he almost looks identical to Peter STASTNY. It must be a Peter thing, since that's both their first names. If you look at his attributes, they're literally the same. His offensive awareness is a little better than STASTNY. He skates slightly better. His shot's the same. He wins faceoffs a little bit better. That's really why he's above STASTNY on this list. and in the 11th spot. But if you're really looking over the card, it's not much different than the STASTNY we just went over. They're one and the same. This card's actually very disappointing for me as a Peter Forsberg fan growing up. I'm 31 years old, so obviously 90s hockey is kind of like my era of hockey when I was a little kid. Grew up like the biggest Jaromir Jagr, Mario Lemieux fan. And you're just looking at it here, and the 87 passing, everyone knows Forsberg was one of the best setup man in the league while he was playing, and he only has 87 passing. That's very disappointing to me. I wish that would be in the 90s. And I think that would actually make this card a little bit better because you would know what you're getting out of it. But either way, coming in at the 11th spot based on what his attributes are. Number 10. The offensive defenseman that's a left-handed shot, Ray Bourque, coming in at the 10 spot. Doesn't have the best synergies, which is kind of holding him back a little bit here. Not the fastest skater with 85 speed, 86 agility, 85 acceleration, but he does seem to move pretty well. And he's thick-bodied at 5'11", 220 pounds. Very good shot. You're looking at 87 plus on the shot, and that tends to get the job done for me. I do have this card. And then you're looking at his hands. He has 91 offensive awareness, 92 passing, so great guy for breakouts. The defensive awareness is very good at 92 and 88 stick checking. Those are probably the two biggest attributes you're looking for when it comes to a defenseman, and he has both of those pretty high. I got him coming in at number 10 on the list. He's actually the lowest defenseman, and we might have a little bit of a runoff here of defensemen. We'll see what's about to happen on this list. But honestly, I think he's probably the worst one out of all of them just because he's not the biggest guy, and he doesn't have like overwhelming speed or attributes to make up for his smaller stature. Number 9. Although Chris Pronger is another guy that's a very slow skater, he does have pretty decent team synergies of Swarm and Gladiator. The 80 speed is a downside, but he's 6'6", so as long as you play pretty conservative with Pronger, he actually is ridiculous in front of your own net. You're looking at his shooting, has tremendous slap shot power here with 92, and 85 accuracy is more than enough for defensemen. The offensive awareness at 84 is a little bit disconcerting because that might affect his one-timer some. But the passing and puck control for a big-bodied defenseman at 6'6" is pretty decent. Where this card really shines and that has him ahead of Bourque is the fact that he has 92 body checking, 94 strength. He has 97 defensive awareness. I believe that's the highest defensive awareness in the game out of the 87 overalls. And then he has 95 shot blocking and 91 stick checking. So at 6'6", he has 91 stick checking and 97 defensive awareness. That's kind of deadly, especially in front of the net. Can definitely guard the slot. That's what you really want in your big defenseman. Also, to mention, he's a left-handed shot if anyone was curious. Number 8. So here we have the Montreal Canadiens defenseman, Larry Robinson. No helmet included, as you can see from his picture. He's just slightly faster than Chris Pronger, 81 speed, 80 agility, 81 acceleration. His shot's not as good as Pronger's. His hands are actually a lot better. He has a great breakout at 92 passing and 90 offensive awareness. And then his defense, he's no slouch at 94 defensive awareness and 89 stick checking. The biggest thing why Larry Robinson is ahead of the other two defensemen we just went over is because I believe that his breakout game and the fact that his defense is better than Bourque's, and he has kind of the same breakout as Bourque does, even with the lesser skating, but he has better breakouts, like way better breakouts than Pronger. About the same shot. It's not as good. Like Pronger's shot's kind of ridiculous. But Larry Robinson's kind of like a mesh between, like an in-between between Pronger and Bourque. That's why I got him at 8. I think he is a good option. Honestly, any of these defensemen in 87 overall can help your team. The game right now does not have a lot of good defensemen, if I'm being honest with you. Number 7. The 7th spot here has the long-time captain for the Detroit Red Wings, NICKLAS LIDSTROM. 6'1", 190 pounds, left-handed shot. One of the best Swedes ever playing in the NHL. He has 84 speed, which is more than sufficient. Now, the synergies for him aren't great, as you can see with the heart and soul and the shutdown. The shooting, though, is about as good as Pronger's. Has that 90 slapshot power, 83 slapshot accuracy. He does have 90 passing, so we'll be halfway decent on the breakouts, as well as 89 offensive awareness, 88 body checking, and then he has 91 defensive awareness and 88 stick checking. So it's just like a bump up from the Larry Robinson, in my personal opinion, especially with the better skating. So you got him coming in at number 7. I know we've gone over 4 defensemen in a row. They're all pretty comparable. I think it's more personal choice. I just think the higher and higher up you get in the list are the guys that I would prefer over the other guys, which is why I got LIDSTROM in at number 7 right here. Number 6. Just when you thought we couldn't go over any more defensemen, we got Denis Potvin from the 1980s New York Islanders, was an absolute integral part of those teams. He's 6 foot tall, 205 pounds, left-handed shot. Now, he doesn't have the best skating. He's a little bit slower than LIDSTROM is at the 82 speed and 81 acceleration, but he does have 87 agility, so you kind of get in the corners. He's a little bit shifty, to be honest. I was surprised. And you're looking at his shooting, he has maybe the best defensive shot in the 87s. We'll see when we compare him to Paul Coffey here in a little bit, who is in the 87 overalls, and obviously he's going to be the best defenseman on this list. But, I mean, you're looking at the shot here for Potvin. I don't know if he had this good of a shot in real life or not, but 91 slap shot power, 88 slap shot accuracy, and then 87 wrist shot accuracy and 89 wrist shot power. Those are ridiculous. And then he has 92 passing and 93 offensive awareness. On top of that, his defense is 93 defensive awareness and 91 stick checking. He's not a big, strong guy in the body with only 83 body checking, but the other attributes add up. Put him in at number 6 on the list. Number 5. We made it into the top 5 cards here, and in the 5th spot, we have Steve Yzerman. He has Swarm, which is one of the better synergies. He's a 5'11", 185-pound center with a right-handed shot. 85 speed, 85 acceleration, 84 agility. Not the fastest skater, but the rest of his attributes really make up for it. His shot, he's going to have 86 wrist shot power, 90 wrist shot accuracy with 87 slap shot power, 89 slap shot accuracy. Then you're looking at his hand-eye, 95 in front of the net. This dude's going to be a deflection god. 91 passing and 92 offensive awareness. He doesn't have the best deking, but the puck control at 90 is great. Then you're looking at his checking. His ability to back check is amazing. 91 defensive awareness. That's up there with some of these elite defensemen that are in these 87 overalls. And then he has 90 shot block, 89 stick checking, and 88 faceoffs. 88 faceoffs is really good for a center. At this point in the game, he might end up being your third line center, but hey, 88 faceoffs for your third line center. He can be a penalty killer, or he could be your number 1 center, to be honest. That's how good of a player this card is. Number 4. This card every year, and even last year, I stated that Marcel DIONNE was one of the most underrated left or right wingers you could have that's a right-handed shot. I know a lot of people didn't use him. I believe he was part of the pre-order last year that you could have had, and I rocked with him for probably 400 or 500 games played with that card. He absolutely lights the lamp for me. And this card looks like it's going to be ridiculous again this year. He has 88 acceleration, 87 agility, 88 speed. Then his shot is pretty much 90 across the board other than the 88 slap shot power. But 90 wrist shot power and 90 wrist shot accuracy is ridiculous, especially for a speedster like DIONNE. And then he's a 5'9", 190 pounds, so he's going to be quick. Like, you guys know the smaller guys are pretty quick in this game. You're looking at his hands, though. This card probably has the best hands in the game. He reminds me of a Panarin or a Johnny Gaudreau. One of those little shifty guys just dangling the puck around with his 94 deking, 95 offensive awareness, 90 hand-eye, 93 passing, and 93 puck control. Good luck getting this little guy off the puck here. Then his checking. To back check as a left winger is not the most important thing, but he does have 89 defensive awareness and 92 stick checking. So he's not going to trip a lot of guys. Literally, this card reminds me of that 90 overall Panarin they came out with. Panarin was a little bit faster, but this looks a lot like Panarin, except you're getting an 87 overall version. I really like this card. He's coming in at number 4 on the list. Number 3. The highest ranked defenseman on this list, and number 3 is Paul Coffey. It's 6 foot, 205 pounds. He has distributor, which is the best team synergy. 87 speed, 88 acceleration, 86 agility. He's one of the faster defensemen in the game so far. Another guy that pretty much has 90 shooting with the 89 slapshot accuracy being the only thing that's not 90. Then you're looking at his passing is 91 on the breakout, the offensive awareness 93. Those are great. Now for his checking, 91 defensive awareness, 90 stick checking. Also very good offensive defenseman. I mean, Paul Coffey speaks for himself. I don't think I need to go over the card this much. You guys already know you get 87 overall, and Paul Coffey's one of the options, and you need a defenseman. You pick Paul Coffey. I don't think it's that hard of a decision. Paul Coffey coming in at number 3. Number 2. Now, some of you might be thinking, this list is absolutely invalid because you got Paul Coffey at number 3. And you could make that argument. I really think that the top 3 guys are all interchangeable. I had a really hard time discerning which 3 guys should be in the top 3. I think Marcel DIONNE was the clear number 4, and then these 3 guys were in a group of themselves. You get one of these 3 guys. They're auto picks no matter who's one of the options. But we're at number 2 here, and I do think that he's slightly better than Paul Coffey for what he brings to the table, in my personal opinion. And this is Teemu Selanne. He's 6 foot tall, 209 pounds, 91 speed, 91 acceleration, 85 agility. The agility is a little bit concerning because that means he could probably be going really fast and have a hard time turning. But I think 85 agility will be high enough. Also, he has spark as a team synergy, which will make his acceleration 95. So he'll be off to the races like that, which is kind of crazy. Then he has 88 plus shooting, the 88 wrist shot power, 89 wrist shot accuracy is very big for Selanne. He has 95 offensive awareness, 90 hand-eye, 90 puck control. The 88 passing is a little bit of a downside to him, but he is a goal scorer as he is a sniper, as you can see, the right-handed shooter. I think he scored 73 goals in his rookie season, if I'm not mistaken. I might have that number slightly wrong, but it was 70-some goals. And he made the thing where you throw the glove up and you shoot it out of the air famous in that run as a rookie when he played for the Quebec Nordiques. Looking at his checking, he has 91 defensive awareness, 92 stick checking. So that's really the big thing for me, is the fact that he can be one of the best back checking wingers in the entire game. With his speed, can make him very hard to deal with, and he's going to just be on top of you with that speed, the stick checking defensively, and then he can go down there and score some Genos for you. That's what you like to see from your snipers. Number 1. Taking the top spot is the longtime Colorado Avalanche, Joe Sakic, and he has Distributor as his team synergy, which is a number 1 team synergy, and Magician, which is not a bad player synergy, it's above average. And then you're looking at him, he has 90 acceleration, 90 agility, and 87 speed. Now with the Distributor, you get that +3 speed. That makes him ridiculous, and he's going to contribute to Distributor. So that's always nice to have. Then you have his shooting. His wrist shot is filthy. 92 wrist shot power, 94 wrist shot accuracy. That might be the highest in the game right now. So that has to be factored in, because you know Joe Sakic is going to come down there, get into the high slot, and rip wristers and tickle that twine. That's what you like to see. You're looking at his deking is 91 deking, 93 offensive awareness, then 91, 91, 91 in hand-eye passing and puck control. He has 86 faceoffs, which is an above average faceoff rating, as well as 87 stick checking and 88 defensive awareness. Overall, this Joe Sakic is just very impressive to me. And the fact that he can play center or wing and has the good wrist shot is what bumps him over Selanne. Now, could Coffey be number 1 on this list? Yeah, I believe he could. I believe Selanne could be number 1 as well, but I got Joe Sakic here in the number 1 spot. You let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about these top 3 guys. Who should have been number 1? I got Sakic. Who do you guys have? Guys, that's going to wrap up the 87 overall Master Icons. Who do you guys think is the best? You guys see my list. I got Joe Sakic at the top here. Do you guys agree with me, disagree with me? Is there anybody else on the list you guys think should have been moved? Maybe you guys think that Brett Hall got snubbed and he should be somewhere in the top 10. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. I appreciate all the support you guys are giving me. You guys have a great day and be safe.